Okay. So you guys know we're doing the product spotlights now, and tonight we're going to be talking about the 3-day refresh, or I should say Christy is. She's going to be sharing her experience with it and just, you know, kind of talking about it and how you can use it to help your business and to help your customers. So I'm going to pass it over to you, and I'm going to mute, and then I'll come back when you're done.
Hey guys. So raise your hand if you've ever done the 3-day refresh. Okay. So the 3-day refresh is really super simple, actually. A lot of people, when they think of cleanses, they think of all they can do is drink juices and they don't get to eat any real foods. And the really cool thing about this particular 3-day refresh, for those of you friends who have never done it, is you get to drink Shakeology every day. And then you have a fiber sweet, and then you also have fruit that goes with it. So you're eating fruits, you're eating vegetables, you're eating plant-based protein in a protein shake, you're drinking Shakeology. The only thing that really it's taking out, no animal proteins and no dairy, and obviously no gluten. But it's really, really awesome because you are actually eating real food. And so what I do when I do it is usually after a holiday or after I've eaten too much, like my birthday or whatever, I'll do a quick 3 days, and I share the whole thing with my, I guess, the world. And I tell them, you know, maybe how I felt about why I was doing it. You know, it helps get rid of the bloat. It helps you feel better. It gets rid of all of the nasty toxins and crap that's in your body. And so what I really like to do is I always take a before picture and I always take an after picture. I always take before measurements and I always take after measurements. And when I'm done doing the refresh, I put them side by side and I post it and I share it, why I did it, how it made me feel. The last time I had done it, my mind wasn't right and I really sucked at it. But this time I didn't cheat at all and it was super easy because my mind was right and I felt amazing and I lost almost 5 pounds. And so a lot of people commented on that particular post asking about it. And then that kind of led into some really awesome conversations about Shakeology, because I told them that you drank a protein shake and Shakeology, and a couple people said, well, I thought Shakeology was just a protein shake. So that led into some really awesome conversations about the amazing product that Shakeology is. So I don't know, it's an awesome product. If you haven't done it, I would definitely do it and share it. It's like $50 without Shakeology because you probably already have your Shakeology. I guess it's less than that with our coach discount, but I'm not sure exactly how much it is, but it's like less than $50, 3 days, and it's awesome. Is there anything else you want me to share about it? I'm sorry.
No, I think that was perfect. That's what we want, like short and sweet. And this time of year is a really, really good time to bring it up in your challenge groups. We're going to talk about it in Gift of Health. We're going to give it away in Gift of Health, so that will be good. But this is something I need to get better at too. And so I wanted to mention it to you guys because I plan on implementing it come January. Talking about more products in our challenge group. I am really, really good at taking a picture of my shake and sharing it, and I'm sure all of you are too. But what I'm not good at is talking about the other things that we have, and I think it's really important to be intentional about that and to schedule it into your content so that not necessarily, you know, this is the 3-day refresh and this is what you get and this is what you do, but wow, look at this person who did the 3-day refresh and like sharing their personal story. You can always share Christy's story with it. Anybody on our team, you can always share their story. I'm sure if you have a challenge group or challenger who does it, ask them if you can use their pictures in their story. Ask them to write something up for you so you can share it. We have to get better at doing that within our challenge groups. Did you answer that through chat or did you want to talk again?
I answered it through chat, but each Vanilla Fresh has 20 grams of protein, and then Shakeology has, 17? So almost 60 grams of protein a day is what you're eating. all plant-based, all vegan. They ask for you to do vegan Shakeology too, because your body can digest it better.
Yeah, and it's definitely a good thing to do. Like, I'll be straight up honest and say I freaking hate the refresh. Like, I just am not the kind of person who's
Love
good.
all the
Like,
nods.
I get like really tired and I get a headache and I'm miserable and I end up going the opposite way and like eating a box of Oreos. And so for me, I know that it's not great for me, but I've done it. I've actually done it twice. And so I can use my experience to help other people who are going through that when they decide to do it. You know, I'm honest with them. I tell them it's a mental game, but that I felt really good at the end of it. So I make sure that I share that. It's a mental battle. And I think it's important to do it so that you can have an experience to share and to support people. Okay. I'm going to switch gears now because we only have limited time. Thank you, Christy. Okay. So we're talking about the funnel tonight, and I kind of feel like Summer, if you're in Meet Me at the Tree, I mean, I feel like who can do a better job than Summer, right? Explaining this. So I'm going to just kind of take some of her ideas, you know, summarize it for you, and hopefully maybe share it in a different way, because I know we all learn differently. We all hear, like, we need to hear things multiple times, right, in order for it to sink in. So hopefully, you know, this will help you in some way, and you'll kind of get another little nugget out of it that can help you move forward. But if you're, hopefully everybody on this call and everybody watching this call is in Meet Me at the Tree, because it's gold. I know some people said that they were overwhelmed, and my thoughts on that are, if you're overwhelmed, you just haven't figured out how to fit your business into your life yet. And that doesn't mean you won't ever. It just means you have to keep trying different things. So it doesn't mean quit. If you're overwhelmed, it doesn't mean do nothing. I know a lot of us have that personality where you just want to back off and do nothing. But it means, you know, adjust. Like, try different things. You know, be intentional about it. Can you set an alarm for yourself to check in? And like today, I know her videos are super long. I thought I was long-winded. She is like the queen of long-winded. But I think they're valuable, and I love listening to them. So today I listened to half of her video while I was folding laundry, and the other half I listened to while I was getting ready after my shower. I didn't watch, you know, 38 minutes all at one time. I can't. And just finding ways to like fit that in, I think, is important. So she talks about 2 connects, 2 new relationships, 2 invites, and 2 follow-ups a day, and not overcomplicating it. But you can't ever get to your invites if you don't have that first part, which is the 2 connects every day. And I honestly think that's where the disconnect is with a lot of us, is like, if we're not expanding our market and talking to 2 new people every day, then you're obviously going to feel stuck when it comes to invites, right? Like, I've been there. You know, I sit down at my computer and I'm like, I don't know who to invite. There's no one left, because I haven't done the legwork before that. And so I think that's probably the thing you need to focus on first. If you can't think of anyone to invite, it's time to just focus on the new connects first and get those built up. But so the funnel obviously looks like this, and Summer talks about a lot, if you've listened to her videos, how everyone expects it to be kind of upside down, where it's like you're maybe talking to one person a week, and you expect your business to grow, and you expect your Success Club points to just come, and you're like, I don't know why this isn't working. And yet your funnel's upside down and you're not talking to enough people. So we have to remember the funnel is wide at the top. And the whole idea of the funnel is you're bringing in all of these people at the top, right? Like you're building relationships and all of that. And you're slowly moving them down through the funnel by, she calls it love bombing, connecting with them, building relationships, you know, adding value to their lives in some way. And you're doing that over and over and over again. Eventually, they get towards the bottom and you invite them, and hopefully they, you know, get out of the funnel. They become your challenger. They become your coach, or whatever that is that works for them. But let's talk about like the connecting part, because I think a lot of us are stuck there. So while I'm talking, put in the chat box ideas or ways that you guys like add to your funnel, like your connects, like where do you find new people? And I'm going to go through what I do. And then if there's anything new that I see pop up, I'll share it. So first of all, free groups, right? Those are the easy ones, but they have to be intentional. You can't just say you're going to do a group, throw them all in there, and then not move them along in the process, right? Like not support them because they won't ever turn into anything. So a couple of us are doing, I know a lot of us are doing 12 days of fitness. Some of us are doing it in a free way, so inviting everybody. And I've already had 3 new friend requests just from my post about it. I asked people to invite their friends, and just from putting that out there and saying that, I've had 3 new friend requests. And so those are people I've never talked to before, and now I get to start a relationship with them. I've already started talking to them. I just said, thanks for joining my group, and what interested you about it. And so now we're going back and forth. So free groups are always a great way, but you have to ask people to invite their friends. And in the past, I've even done incentives, like, for every 5 friends you invite to join us or add, whatever, you'll be entered into a drawing or something to like incentivize it. Kids sports practices and games. I have, this one's hard for me because I'm like super awkward in person. If I don't know you, if you're new, I don't really know like how to start conversations. I'm really bad at it. And so I really it makes it easier for me when other people start the conversation, but I've tried to be better about that. And so at Cole's Taekwondo classes, when I'm sitting there watching him and there's parents next to me, I try to be friendly. I'm like, who is your child? How old is your child? How long have you been here? Just simple things like that, just to start talking to them more. It is baseball games. I volunteered to be team mom so that I'd have everybody's contact info, and I had to interact with them. It was like my job to build relationships with them and get them, involved in what we were doing. Your dentists, your doctors. I've talked to my chiropractor about Shakeology. I always write Beachbody Coach down when it says occupation. I used to not do that because I felt like a fraud. I was like, I'm not making any money. I don't feel like a coach. And so I didn't write it down. The moment I started writing it down, I got so many questions. What's a Beachbody Coach? What do you do? And that led to me sharing Shakeology and actually getting some of those nurses in challenge groups from my doctor's appointments. So use that to your advantage. Fitness classes. So I was actually going to take a self-defense course today, but I ended up not doing it because I was the only one who signed up. And I told Matt, I want to do it, and I would have, but I kind of like to double dip on those things. If I'm going to put 3 hours into a class on a Sunday, I want other people to be there, other women to be there, so I can talk to them and build relationships and make it productive for me, right? Not only am I taking a self-defense class, but I can also talk to new people. And so I ended up not doing it because I didn't want it to be a waste of my time. Kids, school, volunteering. I know some of us have full-time jobs that can't always do these things, but when you can, volunteer. Go in. I'm going to volunteer for Kohl's Penguin Patch holiday shop thing. I'm going to talk to people there. I volunteered for the Dad's Donuts with Dads thing. It allowed me to talk to new people, and I actually invited somebody from that event to join a challenge group. Vendor events, I'm doing one this upcoming Saturday at his school. Again, it's just another opportunity for me to talk to new people. So those are all my ideas. So I'm going to read through the chat real quick. Suggested friends list, that's always a good one. I always look for people with some mutual friends and then shoot them friend requests. Not everybody is going to accept it. Niche groups, things like autism moms for Mindy, mom of boys, only child groups for me, things like that. Other things that, I didn't think of at first, Planet Box. I love, I post my lunch pictures, right, for Cole. Planet Box, I can go to their Instagram and I can look at the comments of people who also love Planet Box, and now there's all my people right there, I can start to build relationships. Church, Tara said church, that's a good one. Free groups, archery class, that's a great one. The waiting room at my daughter's therapy office, also a great one. Colleen, why did you, oh, were you talking about the parade? Oh. Let's see. Lindsay said hosting a virtual small business event has been huge for me with referrals, networking, IG stories. Yes, anybody watching. Teacher groups, blogger groups. Is TPT Teachers Pay Teachers? Yes. Okay. I'm still out of the teaching world. I think I got everybody's things in there. Those are all great ideas. So there's so many like different ways for you guys to fill your funnel. So I would suggest, writing down a few and being super intentional with them. You don't have to overwhelm yourself and do all of those things. But, if you're constantly at your kids' sporting events or whatever, like that's probably a good one for you, right? To be intentional about your time there and not just scroll on Facebook. So when you're adding them to your funnel and you're connecting with them, don't put pressure on yourself. You shouldn't have an agenda. I think in the past, every time I added a friend, I was like thinking challenge pack, success club points. And that's all I cared about. And so they're going to feel that. Like they're going to feel if that's your intention. And so I think switching our focus, I think we're on the right track. Like we've said a million times, switching our focus from, those numbers and those points to now helping people. I think you guys will feel a lot better about this, but don't have an agenda. Like it's just a chance to build a relationship and connect with that person, because honestly, like you don't know if they have a need. You don't know if a challenge pack is even a good fit for them. You don't know if they would even like your challenge groups. Maybe they hate challenge groups. Maybe they hate Facebook. Like you don't know, but connecting with them and having that opportunity to talk with them could lead to other things down the road, like referrals or whatever. So it's not always about, that one person. It's about who that person is connected to as well. So what else did I have down? Just said, just be a friend and find their need. Summer talks about this a lot. Being a good listener, listening more than you talk, asking questions, figuring out what they need. And then a simple question like, can I throw some suggestions your way, or would you mind, or would you like to hear some suggestions on how you can blah, 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 whatever their need is. And that's not always going to be a challenge pack. And I think we've been pretty clear with that lately, that that's just not our focus anymore. And it's now, how can I help this person right now? And, that might be a sampler pack of Energize or something as small as that, like that might be how you get them into the door. But it's really all about the connects, I think. Like when I think of the funnel, it's got to start with connects, or else you're going to be sitting down for your power hour, staring at your computer and thinking, I have nobody to invite. Kelly is really good at the funnel. She's actually going to go live about it, she said this week, before she knew it was our team call. So do you have anything to add, Miss Kelly?
I have an organizational way that I keep my people that are in my funnel. So anytime I do a transfer, or every time I do transformation posts, I write every single person down that likes and or comments on my post every Wednesday or every Friday morning. I write all of their names down. Usually I try only to write the ones that I haven't ever reached out to before. But when I do that, especially the ones who say, yeah, I've heard of Shakeology, I want to try it, or ever show any interest, they go right here on my board. I don't know if you guys can see that. They go right here on my whiteboard. So these are people who have ever showed any interest in anything that I've, any Shakeology posts, any transformation posts where they've said, hey, I want to join a group, or any interest in that way. That way I can keep them in track, or keep track of them. Now I have other lists, of course, of people who I'm conversating with. I'm doing the recipe box. I don't know for you guys that aren't in the group, but I've got a recipe box going. But that list stays there until they say yes or no. And I've never, or like a hard no, like don't talk to me ever again, no, which has never happened to me. So these people have been on my list for almost 2 years. I have like 3 empty spots because they are slowly starting to come off. But these are my really, really focused interest people. So these are the people that I know really want to do it, but have some sort of obligation. So objection. So I've got like money symbols next to ones that are giving me money, objections, time, those kind of things. But these are the people that I try to love bomb. They're the ones that are like my number one priority, because at some point in time they said they wanted to do it and just didn't. So that's kind of how I keep my important funnel people up there. Funnels are tricky because, like Summer says, they can very easily go from this to this. So I don't know, just really be intentional when you're on Facebook. So I've gotten really good about not scrolling. I turn off my little red circle, like my notification circle on my Facebook app, because it took serious time away from my family. So I turned it off. Now I don't go on there to scroll Facebook and to do that kind of thing. I have my list of people up here that I want to go. I'll intentionally go to their pages, like, comment, whatever, but I'm not going through Facebook for 45 minutes trying to find these people's posts. I don't do that. I've got them on that friends list thing. I click it, go through, I'm done. So that's kind of something that I do to help. It cuts down a lot of Facebook scrolling time. And then, like I said, anybody who likes and or comments, they start my funnel. Like, they fill my funnel. Those are my people who are at some point in time have some sort of interest in what we're doing.
Love it. I love that. Thanks for sharing. I used to do that too, write names on the whiteboard, and I haven't done it in so long. So now I want to do it again.
Do it. It's nice because it kind of gives you a little like pep, like, hey, I haven't talked to her in 2 weeks. Let me message her. Right. And the recipe box. If you guys have to get in this meet me at the tree group, because this recipe box has been the best organizational tool that I've ever used. It's awesome.
And it's so simple. Holy crap.
And it's pen and paper, which is my favorite.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. I think that, being like laser focused on people rather than, I think having those names there, like where you can look at them every day, it's also like, it reminds you that you have people to talk to. Cause I think sometimes we can get into this trap where we're like, there's no one to talk to, there's no one to help. And anytime someone tells me that, where they're like, there's just nobody left to help, I'm like, have you been to a grocery store lately? And that's not like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm like just saying, like, people need our help, and there are people everywhere. And it's not always like a physical thing. You can't always see it, like, we have to remember that too, that just because somebody's super thin and appears to be happy on Facebook doesn't mean they are. That reminded me, I want to share this, that I was saying to Matt, like, how special is our job? Like that, I have a cousin who I didn't talk to throughout my childhood because our parents didn't get along, and we recently reconnected. And so that's really important to me, because we were best friends when we were little, and then our parents kind of ripped us apart. And so we've been kind of like building that relationship back up. And she doesn't have money for Shakeology and stuff, but I still, support her, and I check in on her. And I just messaged her a couple of days ago to see how she's doing. And she said that they found a suspicious lump on her breast, and they think it might be cancer. And she said, I didn't want to, what did she say? I think she just said, I didn't want to bother you with it, because I know you have so much going on. No, not Shannon. And I was just like, holy crap. Like, she wasn't going to message me and tell me that. The only reason I know that is because I messaged her. And I wouldn't have messaged her if I wasn't a coach, right? Like, I just wouldn't have. I was never a good friend like that. Like, I wasn't intentional about my relationships and my friendships. And so I don't know. I just thought that was like really special that this business has forced me to be a better friend like that. And I wasn't messaging her to get her to buy Shakeology. I was just seeing how she was doing. And so now, I know that now I need to check in with her often and tell her I'm thinking about her and make sure, that she's okay through all of this crazy stuff. So keep that in mind, that just because somebody looks happy on Facebook doesn't mean that they are. But no, I know a couple of you asked if it was Shannon. It's not. Um, so I think that's all I had. Lindsay, do you have anything else to add that I might have missed?
No, I think this is awesome. I really think this is something that everyone wants balance and everyone wants simplicity. And these are tools that if you use them, you're going to have balance and you're going to have simplicity. And I think we've said from the beginning that this business is not hard. It's not complicated unless we make it that way. And if we do these simple things over and over and over again, we're going to see success.
Yeah. Do you guys just hear my space heater turn on? That's just like I'm wearing this shirt that Lindsay got me. And I'm like sitting here with a space heater literally like on my legs right now. That's how ridiculous I am. Okay, yes, simplicity. And like I could probably say 4 years. I've spent 4 years feeling overwhelmed and like lost and directionless. And I finally feel like I've got it, like it clicked and it's all going to be okay. I feel like so chill about it all. I feel like balanced. I feel like I'm spending more time with my family and still getting things done that I need to get done. And that feels really good. So I hope you guys are feeling that way too.
What did you all think about putting the success points all on your husband's account? Is that something that you're going to be doing now?
Personally, I'm going to be putting them in my second business center. And then moving into my husband's, unless like I'm still trying to build my husband to diamond, because for us that will be more income with him being diamond, my second business center being 1-star. So unless it's someone signing up as a discount coach or something, I'm putting them under him. But for me, the biggest thing is I don't feel that weight on my shoulders anymore. Because I would wake up, like Erica would say, I would wake up the first day of the month and think, where are those points coming from? And once they came, I would be like, whew, I can enjoy this now. But until I got them, I was like, I stressed a lot. And a lot of my conversations surrounded that. Whether or not the people knew it that I was speaking to, I knew that was what was driving my conversations. And it felt really icky to me.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea Summer, what would Summer do? That should be like a bracelet. She would say, put them under your spouse's account.
I mean, they had that, I think it was that video that Kimberly posted on, when was it, Friday night? And she talked about volume with the whiteboard. And I know a lot of people were commenting and saying their ego, but I mean, she really was saying to put all those points under your husband's account, and it makes sense because then you would be doubled.
I'll tell y'all that since I have started selling more under James's account, my cycle bonuses are out of control. Like my cycle bonuses, what's today? Sunday. So from Thursday to Sunday, I have $56 in James from cycle bonuses because of that. That's not like, I know it's probably not a ton, but I'm on track to make $200 and I didn't get any Success Club points last month. So like my paychecks are consistently $100 or more for the last 5 weeks. And I haven't hit Success Club but once in November. So it's making a giant difference in my income. And as much, thank God I hit Success Club All-Stars already because I would probably be freaking craziness, but it doesn't matter to me anymore. Those paychecks are coming in. I'm helping people and I don't really care. Like I'd love to say I'm 10-star diamond, but I'd like to have a $40,000 paycheck a lot more than that.
Yep. Lots of heads nodding. Yep. And it's always been, I've always said that for 4 years. I'm always like, income matters more to me, but my actions weren't matching up. Like, duh. Like, I just wasn't doing the things that I should have been doing if income really mattered to me. So I am so glad we are all on that, on the same page with that, because I think we need to see that income to grow that belief in ourselves and to like, I think if you didn't watch the video yet about, what was it? I don't even know which one it was with Summer, but it was about having a specific thing that you're focusing on and earning money for. So Like for her, it was to be at the dinner table with her family, and she knew she needed $200 to do that, $200 a month to do that, and to quit her job that she was doing the fitness classes. So she was hyper focused on that. She's like, I didn't care if it came from insanity or if it came from a challenge bag or if it came from Shakeology or if it came from, E&E, because that's what there was at the time. Like she didn't care where it came from as long as she was hitting her goal. So I think that it's something really powerful we should all do. It's like, what's that one thing that's super important to you right now that you want to work for? Is it, like hers, being home with your children, or is it paying your car bill because it stresses you out every month? Or is it, buying your groceries so that you don't have to stress when you go to the grocery store? Like, what is that one thing that you want to work towards? And then like hyper focus on it and realize it doesn't matter where it comes from.
I think it would be a really good idea for everyone to do that this week. Like think of that thing that Erica's saying and then share it on social media. Share it very publicly. Like, this is something really important to me. I'm working this business so that I can accomplish this goal. And it can be something like, we're saving for Disney. That's probably going to be mine. But make it really public and share, like, this is something that's important to me, and this is something that this business is capable of helping me to do for my family. Like, think about that and post it this week, and just let that kind of be a I don't know, when you do those photo challenges or whatever, let that be something that you make sure you post this week if you're struggling with thinking of something to post.
Love it. And like Christy just said, she's saving for her forever home. Like, that's something huge, right? And if you don't have something that big, that's okay. It can be something tiny, something little that's important to you. It doesn't have to be something huge, Okay, we're gonna end it there. We're almost out of time, so I'm gonna stop recording.